in the last like few years really kind of got into it. I started playing tournaments and certain competitive games, and it feels so much different, but it's like, it's kind of like energetic, right?
Yeah.
You're like, you get excited. Every round is something new and exciting. But we're actually going to get into this match. You can stop listening to us blabber on some stupid stories that we've
Nobody
had
cares
in our boring
about us.
lives.
Who's it gonna be in the flesh and Varime? Vareem? Don't know.
Vareem? Varime. Oh, we're going to see everyone go straight into this. Skywind losing his dear buddy.
Awingg. It's interesting, we see a second iteration of Croak Ashka, one in EU and one in NA, and we saw some of the strength that this composition offers. And look at that, oh my god,
man, Varime is going to take so much. He's going to go straight onto it. We're going to see the space bar onto him. Oh, but Skywind took a good bit of damage from Jade in the flesh. Took a good bit of chunk off of him, and now gets the end cap. Oh, couldn't get followed by the stun. What a good EX and material from Jade to help rescue Varime. Oh no, he's getting really low. Will he escape?
He puts the barrier down, and there's a toxic goo. Watch out, Skywind. No, he gets shot in the face. You try to pop your ultimate? No, says In the Flesh, one of the premier Jade players in the North American scene, showing exactly why they're so well respected.
The whiff. Trying to blind snipe, not able to get it. We're going to get a stun off. He's going to try and leap over to Varime, but the silence. Oh, it's not enough. Going to get interrupted and goes down the first round, going to Team RMS when it looked like Varime wasn't able to just live. He lived.
He lived when it looked like
he was a Christmas miracle.
Oh my god. In the month of December, we experience miracles that will warm all our hearts. In the Flesh coming in big. EX Stealth. I mean, two of the biggest things that Jade has to offer. Disabling Shot and EX Stealth. Really just using it really well. In the Flesh is so careful about those things, and probably the biggest EX Stealth user that I've seen, even amongst players like Tello and Varese. I feel like In the Flesh pops EX Stealth like it's candy.
Yeah, and we're seeing him now just try and take as much off of Ashka, but a firewall goes up. But there it is again. He does not seem to care. It uses energy, but he's about to have 25% again. We're going to see the Deceit come in. Combo, here it comes, the stun.
Nice use of the barrier.
The fire bolts, but it was still not enough to break through the barrier and deal any max health damage. We're going to see Croak try and back out. Another immaterial goes down. She wants the orb. She might get it. Oh, but she gets done, and Croak takes it instead. A firewall goes up to try and keep Lucy at bay.
Oh, Clarity Push against Pop, but here comes the Deceit, and Vareem doesn't actually have any cooldowns left. Oh man!
There it is!
Oh wow, actually, it led to the interrupt on Ashka. That, I think, helped Vareem live in that scenario. But we'll see, dodges out the stun. Vareem.
Oh, will he just survive yet again? Another EX immaterial! And the firebolt and the barrier keeping him alive!
The Lads of Fear! Oh no, and Skywind is actually so close to being taken down. There's a disabling shot. It's big. The immaterial's got a wasted Deceit. Snipe comes in, and that wastes the mobility off of Skywind, and they could make a cross kill happen.
They are so far. Varime does have his goo. He has to be careful. He just uses barrier though, so any shielding is down. The camouflage. Oh, but it wasn't able to last long enough to get center orb. I believe RMS snagged it. And now we're going to see In the Flesh trying to keep them.
Nice.
Oh,
here comes all the good stun from Skywind. Saves his buddy. That would have been so much damage onto Croak.
Another EX in material. Absolutely phenomenal. The end cap. Oh, but it wasn't enough. But the stun followed through. Ashka now in a scary position. He has the shield from his space. Will they get? Oh, no.
Oh, no.
And almost took out Skywing.
There's a Clarity Potion, but actually, Shadow is able to avoid it. But EX Stealth again saving the skin of Varime.
Oh, no. He dashed into the wall instead. Oh, gets taken down by In the Flesh. Varime again, barely staying alive throughout the remainder of that, but staying alive just enough while In the Flesh is able to just pump out the bullets. Gonna snipe that orb easily, give them both full ultimates. I don't think Shadow's gonna be able to come out of this one with much left to his name.
Excellent display of teamwork for the team RMS, and I have to, both Varime and In the Flesh just working together so well. Varime lived for so long and was able to use EX Stealth for In the Flesh to pop her out of situations where Shadow was looking to make a big combo happen. Even when he did land the Incapacitate, that EX Stealth takes you right out of that CC, could not follow up the stun or got taken away from that stun immediately, and then the follow-ups also don't hit because you're immaterial.
This team comp, honestly, it's a little interesting. I do like it, but neither have a big physical presence, right?
Yes.
Lucy and Jade generally kind of leaping around, trying to keep their distance, always trying to stay away from things, and now they're going against a Croak and an Ashka Ashka, for range, is a pretty big presence. He can actually jump in the fight, get some pushes out, but we're going to see how it turns out in this round. He's gonna leap right onto In the Flesh, but now his space bar's down. Skywin might be a little risky. Oh, but almost trying to get that stun combo over.
Verime is in trouble. Used a lot of cooldowns and spent a lot In the Flesh. Has to use the Swift Roll. Incapacitate. Nice. Wow, that actually just saved them the game.
Oh, but again, now the barrier gonna try and keep him out. We're gonna see Skywin take some damage. Trying to Swift Roll out of there. Swift Roll does sound kind of edible. It makes me hungry.
Watch out, Verime. Don't get distracted by food.
The
nice
barrier's so strong. Oh, he will finally go down. I'm sure Abandoned by Awingg is pretty excited to finally watch him die. Oh, that's actually a dark sentence to say out loud. In the Flesh, there's nothing he can do about this. He really does need at least someone that is another target on the field to rescue him out. Which is, again, what's interesting about these two. They both kind of rely on the fact that they're hoping that their enemies go for each other instead of themselves.
Right.
Because the moment that someone goes for Lucy, Jade's like, okay, I'll get a couple right clicks, and then once you get near me, I'll EX stealth us. We're going to be good. And the moment they all chase Jade down, Lucy's like, all right, I'm just going to heal you up. You can jump around. You're good, right? Because you're Jade. Yeah. Jade's just the slipperiest of slippery.
Yes.
Oh, it's so annoying.
It's definitely a very kite-centric composition. Now notice that In the Flesh has grabbed the 3 BattleRekts that give Jade the most CC options, and so they realize that they really want to peel a lot. And I think that just in the previous game, too many cooldowns were dropped by Verime, and they ended up taking a lot of damage for it. This time the Clarity Potion is good. Good
firewall to stop that sniper from coming through. We're going to get a spell block as well. Verime is taking some damage, but as is Croak. And there again, the shift.
Oh, we'll get the center orb. EX Stealth avoided a lot of CC coming their way, and that's going to give Team RMS a good position on this map right now.
Oh, they've shifted the center control to themselves. We see Team RMS now with a good amount of control. Oh, I don't know if she was able to get it. Oh, there it comes.
That accuracy from In the Flesh just barely saw Shadow coming out of that stealth and landed the flick, landed the snipe. Fantastic, and that puts Shadow in a terrible spot.
Oh my, Shadow, he's into seat and he whiffs it. Verime just out of range.
Oh, see ya.
He will go down expecting that. Now we have 2 ultimates on the side of RMS. I do not see Ashka getting this 2v1. I have hope, mostly because I will get excited. It'll make for some sweet highlight rays. Oh, nice dodge, actually. Good strafing. Gonna put up the wall. Try and get a couple more firebolts out. Oh, and his shield now gonna go down. He's actually doing a good bit of damage. A good bit of damage.
Good bit of damage.
I'm just losing my speaking capabilities.
Verime did so well, just kiting away, and what happened in the 3rd round was that a lot of the cooldowns were dropped, and kind of, I mean, that's kind of what you need to do on Lucy sometimes against a Croak, because you don't have, just because of the cast time of Clarity Potion, you don't have the opportunity sometimes to react to what happens with Croak if he's too close to you. And so Verime tried to do some preemptive things with the Clarity Potion, ended up dropping it and took a lot of damage for it. The barrier was spent on Jade, and then the Panic Flash whiffed, had to spend the Swift Roll, and then they got caught up on and got taken down. That time around, the opening moments went so well for Verime, landed the Clarity Potion, got the barrier, Jade was able to kite, EX Stealth coming out to secure them position in the middle of the map as well as gaining center orb, and it just went all their way.
But I think barrier is key, especially against a team that's going to constantly try and just burst you down, get those combos. Then we've seen it once, but especially Ashka Croak, they're going to try and get those stun combos. They really weren't able to execute a crazy one.
Yeah, like the ultimates included as well. Like, that was something that we saw in EU that did damage that could burst somebody almost from 100 to 0. And we saw some fantastic combos coming out from Croak Ashka, but it's difficult to set up. And especially against Jade, who has EX Stealth, or a Lucy that can really use Fear to disrupt your combos, and Barrier and also Clarity Potion. It's tough trying to fight between all those cooldowns.
Yeah, so let's take a quick look at a replay from that round.
All right, and it looks like Team RMS.
Oh, this is when Verime just barely got out. Great placement of his ultimate. Now we're going to see, the snipe down on Ashka. Wasn't able to get out of there. That's when you dedicate too much to try and get the kill. I get it. You want to make it a 2v1 because in BattleRekt, it's so hard to come back from that. But if you dedicate too much, you're screwed. They used everything they could to try and hunt down Verime, and it didn't matter. And then once that goo came down, they had no way to escape from it. They tried to get out, and then by then it was a little bit too late. They took too much damage, and they turned it around. That was actually really impressive for Verime to keep his cool and to try his best to dish it out in the meantime.
All right, well, In the Flesh of Verime are positioning themselves to move on to the semifinals, and they did fairly well. in their first map. Let's see if they can repeat that performance, or if Awingg, or not Awingg ditched them.
Yeah, that's
Skywind.
I know. I think I called them Skywing in the middle of that match.
Yeah,
and when I just couldn't handle myself. I just called them Skywing.
I believe that was their team name before, right? Skywing.
Yeah, they called themselves because again, this the immense creativity this BattleRekt scene has, where we just mash our team names together. I guess we'd be Findaney, right?
Findable Rainy.
Findable Rainy. That's too easy.
Rainy
How about
carpet.
Rain? Oh, these are gross. Rainy
Disgusting.
carpet.
Let's get into the game.
Yeah, let's get into the game before they get started. We're almost too late because we're talking about stupid nonsense.
Stupid stuff.
Stupid
Just
stuff. Don't
why are we even here?
Rakan now. Skywind changing to Rakan. Interesting because, yeah, interesting.
That's all right. Let's see how this plays out. Ooh, disabling shot does not take the bait, but does avoid the claw. And that's going to be good for In the Flesh. Fear does land from Shadow onto Varime. They're going to secure center orb as Team RMS.
I do believe we're going to see Rakan try his best to absorb a lot of the snipes from In the Flesh. In the Flesh going to try and take down Shadow. Pushing him in, but he gets pulled another immaterial. He keeps using that, like you said, like it's candy. It doesn't matter to him. We're going to see...
Oh, good juke.
Oh, the Shadow Bolt almost going off, but the Consume and the barrier giving Skywind some room to play. And he uses his iframe to get out, and he already has his ultimate up. The Petrify going down on Jade. They're going to try and hunt down Lucy, but she uses her roll very well to get on the other side of the orb. It was hard for him to grab her. He couldn't get any of his M2s off. Another perfect iframe around the snipe.
It's so tough trading those cooldowns. I mean, Skywind has the Consume and then has the jump to avoid snipe damage. Nice use of the immaterial. Watch out. And it looks like Shadow's going to get a little bit of pressure put on him. Consume comes out and has a charge strike available. Will pull in the Jade and gets the silence on Jade. Finally uses Blast Fall to get away, but took a good bit of damage. And Sinister Strike being used again to avoid the snipe, but In the Flesh tried to flick over to Shadow and land the shot. And that's really a smart decision to do, I think. In the Flesh being picked up just a little bit. EX Stealth gets activated, and Center Orb just gets stolen away, I think, by Skywind. Good timing on the Claw. In the Flesh did not put a little bit of damage before onto the orb before sniping, and so there was a little bit of health left on it. Petrify does land.
Pretty similar health pools now. Oh, Shadow's going to take a little bit of damage, but nothing too much. Oh, the Jado comes out. Only one bullet landing on Skywind. He tried to use his R to get away, and now we're going to see easy orb control from RMS. Jade just a little too strong.
Watch out!
Silence. Fantastic. Skywind takes a good bit of damage. He wasn't able to put up his Consume. Oh, but his ultimate's going to go. He gets panicked and stunned.
The barrier's gone. It's just gone now, and In the Flesh has an opportunity to do a lot of damage. Good Petrify from Shadow. The Clarity Potion comes out to try to stop that situation. And oh, wow. Abandoned by Awingg will manage to get the center orb, and that's key for them. They really need all the health that they can get at this point.
Petrifies. We see Petrifies and materials going out like they're out of style. I cannot believe we've seen so much. Oh, and the silence.
Oh, pushes her into.
Shadow had to use his barrier just to help himself, so now Skywind.
The Clarity Potion.
Another push. Shadow finding himself in a risky place. We're going to see an immaterial. Oh, snipe.
Oh, no! Wow! That coordination between Varime and In the Flesh was absolutely on point. Watch out for the ultimate bomb In the Flesh.
Jade might go down. She gets the immaterial. Oh, and the silence, but he goes down. Skywind now. Going to try and take out Varime. Going to use the Consume. Doesn't get the pull, couldn't get the 10 heals, and he goes down.
Excellent by Team RMS in those last few moments of the game. 3 big moves. The junk shot, the scatter shot into the dead zone, and then once Shadow came back, the Clarity Potion pushed her back again, and then Varime, or rather In the Flesh, used immaterial and started charging up a snipe, convinced Shadow to use the swift roll, and then after the roll, landed a disabling shot. Crippling Goo came out on top of that. Just pushed Shadow out of options. Really, really well played from Team RMS to secure that round.
We would talk about this Jade specifically. Just using her immaterial, not giving a crap about when or how. I mean, that's obviously a lie. She's using it at perfect moments. But for the sake of this joke, I'm going to say it like that. But either way, it does a good job because it lets her still keep control of the field. She's allowed to start charging up her snipe, which actually puts a lot of pressure. You know that both of them are listening for it. They can hear it charging up, and they time iframes for it. They want to use their abilities, so she can easily debate things out, but it allows them, they can't put pressure on Jade when she's immaterial. So it actually gives her a lot of room to play.
Oh, they don't want to hit the barrier because they know there's enough damage to finish it out. One bullet, and In the Flesh will be able to take that center orb, and that's going to go to Team RMS.
We're going to see now trying to take center orb control. They just want to try and keep this up. In the Flesh just kind of dish out as many bullets as she can. Quite Good amount of accuracy. Using your material to stop from getting the silence, but now we're going to see Farime get pulled in. Doesn't matter, in the flesh, just going from one to the other. Now a snipe.
Oh, nice life grip. Good choice.
Fantastic life grip from Skywind, and now we're going to see, I think, one bullet landed, and they're able to get the orb. I believe RMS was snagging that one. Skywind trying to get the pull in the silence. Petrify goes down, but Immaterial following there right after.
Wow, nice use of the R.
Oh my god, fantastic use of R.
Oh, but damage is coming out onto Skywind. Farime actually put a deadly eject as well, and In the Flesh was up, got a little bit of left click out there, and that's super important. The coordination is just so on point because they know they need to push enough damage to do max health damage to make it stick, and so the fact that they both decided to turn around in that moment, super important.
Fantastic consume. Now we're going to see. Ooh,
again, Center Orb goes to Team RMS.
They're doing a great job. We already know Jade. Oh, stunned in his ultimate plus the goo.
The bear got dispelled.
Back. Petrified and deadly injected. Jade might take a bit of damage, but she gets 2 green orbs to heal up a bit. Plus Farime, you know, is going to be throwing them flasks her way. We're going to see a good route, a pull and a silence. She's going to try and get out. I know she's probably going to snipe in a minute. Try and get the center orb. Want to deal a little bit of damage to it first.
Oh!
Fantastic clarity potion. Pushing them out, and I think finally Awingg.
This might be the turnaround. Skywind has a full stick of butter, and Shadow is well positioned to absorb a lot of damage. And I think Ultimate gets popped here, but In the Flesh with a good junk shot is going to dispel that situation. And they will survive Rukan's ultimate for the time being. Right now, Petrify onto Farime, but he needs to heal up In the Flesh. We'll see if they can land it. There's a good snipe onto Skywind.
He wanted the orb. I saw him hesitate towards it, but he realized it would probably be a better idea to neutralize his threat. The barrier goes down, and he has the ultimate. Oh, there's the good material.
That's going to be so important, and it pushes. Rukan has to use mobility. This could be the turnaround for In the Flesh and Farime. Will they make it happen? Farime is the one in trouble now.
The barrier goes up, and now Skywind going to try and slam through it. He wasn't able to dish out enough damage. Immaterial.
Oh, no!
Oh, but this. Oh, we're getting the barrier on him. He survives now. Jade goes down. Farime. Sorry. Oh, no. Eureka, not enough.
Wow.
Stuck in the battlefield with that monster.
Such an intricate trade of cooldowns in that moment. There was so much that had to be considered, and the fact that actually Skywind had to pop his R to get back into the field may have bought Team RMS a way back into that game, because then it was just that much longer for Skywind to get to his ultimate, and he had to spend EX abilities to do so, but the timing on Shadow's barrier was just at the opportune moment, and secure them the victory. I think it was such a tough situation. In the Flesh tried to use the immaterial to hold himself over that scenario, but even landing the snipe on Rukan was enough. Maybe something about target choices or landing fears to push other people into the dead zone would have worked for them, but I actually think that it was a tough situation for Team RMS to win, despite the fact that they came into that scenario with so many advantages, just too little health.
Oh, doing a great job of not hitting the consume, trying to give him the charge, but I think he may have gotten an M1 from Lucy anyways. Landing an M2 and then R-ing away. We're going to see, oh, good pull in the orb. Stopping Jade from snagging it, but they got it anyways.
The Shadow Bolt took just a little bit too long to charge up, and good coordination from Team RMS to decide to put damage onto that. Petrify Bolt goes onto, nice use of the Shadow Bolt. I don't think it actually did land, but the idea is there. Petrify goes on.
Great Petrify, followed by deadly injection to try and tear through that shield. We're going to see a good stun into the wall. Shadow taking a good bit of damage. Will the snipe happen? Oh, he canceled it. Maybe he should have.
And again, they stole it.
This is actually insane. The amount of orbs they're able to snag right in front of him. But Skywind does have his ultimate. He wants to get at least a pull in before he triggers it. We're going to see the immaterial Jade now completely in her enemy's territory. Doesn't matter.
Good series of events for Abandoned by Awingg. I like the combo. Oh my god, he took so much damage. Jade ultimate coming out. Does a ton to Skywind, but he's going to be able to drain it all back up.
Getting the orb instead with the ultimate, landing the first 2 bullets. Point blank. Shadow finding himself in a scary place. Oh, but a good Petrify.
Nice
on In the Flesh. Going to try and pull in for Farime now, but the barrier is going to protect him from some damage. In the Flesh now, silencing Lucy, trying to push her out. Going to see orb control, another pull. Will they snipe this yet again? Let's check it out.
Oh, they stole it again.
No way. They both had full ultimate.
And had 1 health left.
They still got it.
Man.
The Petrify on Farime. A little bit of difference in health pools between the Lucys, but overall they're both pretty similar.
Oh, I didn't quite see if they landed the damage, but that would have been big. And Shadow's actually getting pressured out. Gets silenced up, consume in front. Good move by Skywind to protect his teammate. But this is so back and forth. Really, it's just the center orbs that are keeping Team RMS in this fight. The neutral game is going pretty even for both teams. Ultimate does get popped. We'll use the blast fall to ultimate away. The cool does not actually interrupt the ultimate there for Jade. Silence does go on to In the Flesh. Consume goes out, but it's a juke. Will land a disabling shot. There's the R teleport. Shadow Bull is not going to hit anything. Here comes a snipe. We'll get the center orb again.
Perfectly positioned behind the wall, and now but now he's being careful. The shield is down. The Skywing in a scary place as well. M2 on In the Flesh. They're both just trying to dish out each other to damage the Silence, followed by an Immaterial trying to protect herself. Jade, with the panic on Verime, pushing him into the darkness. In the Flesh in a scary place. Gonna get this stun, but putting him in front of Shadow.
Wallbang stun
into the wall, and now, Eureka comes out. The Immaterial followed through.
In the moment of clutch, they came up big with a huge combo. I don't know if that was...
Jade! The sacrifice for no reason!
There's no space!
Oh, this is a bad...
Where are you gonna run?
Oh, this is bad! No way! What? You've got to be kidding me! It ends in a draw!
Everybody's dead!
Oh. I need some water.
1,952, 1,927 points.
Oh my God, look at the points. Oh, that is disgusting. Is that even possible?
Yeah.
Somebody screenshot that.
That just happened.
2 players on opposite teams had nearly 2,000 points.
Oh my God. Deja vu. Now they're back in this eternal battle. They're just going at it again.
Man,
wow,
that was really intense. All right, time to bring it to the next round. I now have to repeat that. I believe again.
Something happening differently. I think that one was by Awingg. 40 damage, unless there's there's no snipe BattleRekt. So yeah, I think Awingg actually won that. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
The Immaterial snipe, but using a lot of energy and didn't get much out of it.
Nice dispel on the barrier. Gonna start losing max health.
The Silence now gonna just try and take down.
Wallbang!
Nice wallbang. The Consume goes up. The barrier goes down, but the Clarity Potion getting both the Orb and Shadow in the back.
A lot of pressure. Shadow needs to do a lot of work to stabilize again. And Team RMS might be looking to push in aggressively. Has actually topped off. Nice Sinister Strike.
Oh, the barrier, great job consuming everything. Here comes Eureka, but actually pulls him out of it. The ultimate, and the Flesh is in a scary place. Barrier goes up. She hasn't taken any actual damage yet. Oh, now she is, though. We're going to see Rakan doing a good deal to In the Flesh, trying to get the snipe. He cancels it instead. The Orb now going to stay controlled by Abandoned.
That was one of the things that was going so well for Team RMS before, but now that Abandoned by Awingg is taking a much better approach to securing the Orb, they don't have nearly the sustain that they did before. Oh, the barrier plus a Petrify means that there was no chance that snipe would get through to health damage.
Shadow, Skywing, trying their best to keep the control. They do have the lead in this. Now that Jade is down, they know Verime will not dish out the damage. They actually get that Orb. Looks like Abandoned is finally starting to get a good control of this game. Right towards the end, a sudden death is about to begin. We will see yet another opportunity where everything's going to hone in. We're going to see, going to get pulled out just as the Immaterial wears off. Great timing from Skywing, knowing when it wears off. Good, hiding behind the wall in the Flesh. Going to get a good silence off and some damage, followed by pushing him back. Try to get a snapshot, but it didn't deal enough damage for the Orb.
And this ultimate pop now is really dangerous. Tries to land a disabling shot, but Patience will earn Skywing just a little bit of an advantage there. In the Flesh is really low. Will finish out the kill.
Down.
Oh no, and now it's just going to be Verime against 2, and it seems like Abandoned by Awingg is going to take the second round here after a draw.
Verime could maybe take this out, but I don't think so. Shadow has his ult, Verime doesn't have his. Eureka indeed, there it comes. Try to Clarity Potion, get as much health as possible. Skywing going to pin her against the wall. She has used her roll, there goes her barrier, and down she goes into the darkness.
Goodbye.
Take me, Lords of Darkness, as she screams into the shadows.
I don't think she's quite as edgy as Sirius.
That's true.
Sirius was really edgy today.
Sirius really was.
He was.
What did he say when he died?
The sun fades or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For those of you that weren't watching earlier, he was actually, he let himself go. He was alone in a 2v1, so he actually stayed in the darkness as it overcame him. But as we zoomed into his body as he dies, he goes, well, I forget what it was, like, the sun is fading.
Yeah, something like that. Something super
just as he dies into the sudden death blackness. It was very fitting, but as you say, very edgy.
Very edgy.
Somehow we're going to see RMS getting the center early on, even though the two of them as a whole don't have as much physical presence as someone like Rakan does, but the barrier already down for Awingg, or abandoned by Awingg, I should say. Another orb goes to Team RMS. Just a little too much. Now we're going to see him try and space out, try and get that mid-range play, but Skywin might take a bit too much if he doesn't go in. The barrier goes up to try and help him out. But there goes the silence. He's now in a scary place. He might get sniped.
Oh,
push.
Wow, good flick.
Good flick down to Shadow instead. Now Skywin going to get a good M2 over Remake, but not enough to take max health. Who will get this orb? Oh, the snipe directly into the wall.
But actually, Rakan is going to take a lot of damage for it, and neither members of Abandoned by Awingg have topped off their health. And so everybody's going to be losing max health right now. Shadow in a lot of trouble.
Oh, no. 3 of the 4 bullets going straight to the chest of poor Lucy. Nice pull.
Still has not had the opportunity to top anybody off, and it's either going to be Skywin or Shadow going to be taking a lot of damage, and now they've out-rotated themselves, but will still win the center orb, and this is huge. A lot of pressure coming out of Team RMS.
Skywin going to take a full volley of the Magnum shots to snipe. Oh, the barrier's going to go up and the consume. Maybe it would have been better if they were able to space those out together, because now both of his damage mitigators are down. Skywin gonna find himself behind the wall, trying not to take any damage. Oh, but a great pull in the orb. He actually used his EX pull to make sure it went through any enemies as well.
Barrier comes out, gets petrified on it. Here comes the
Shadow
snipe.
now all alone. The snipe instead going down, breaking that petrify. He gets the pull. Oh, the wall bang just a little too far from it, but the deadly inject followed by a silence. He's not able to iframe out of it. Barrier goes up just a little bit too late.
He misses a key snipe there, and that could have really secured themselves reason to go even more aggressive. Gets silenced on his ultimate, and only 2 more shots left. Here comes a snipe, narrowly missing Shadow. If they did land it, it's just 1 more snipe away from changing this game into something that Abandoned by Awingg can stabilize from, and at risk of actually just losing a team member here. We'll see if In the Flesh can connect. It's going to be super important.
I would have liked to see Skywin land a bit more of his ultimate abilities on the center orb. He would have gotten the healing capabilities and given him control. Oh,
nice!
There comes the ultimate. It's putting Skywin in a scary place. He's too far back. Can't help Shadow. Shadow just going to get pushed all the way to the edge by In the Flesh. Good clarity potion, though, buying her a little bit of time. But it's just a little bit too late. Oh, and the space bar accidentally takes down.
The coordination is just out of this world. The speed at which Team RMS can recognize situations and capitalize on them. Junk shot knockback into the crippling goo. Immediately, it happened so quick, and in that draw scenario, we also saw a junk shot wallbang into a crippling goo. Just fantastic coordination, and In the Flesh spending 3 EX moves. Use the junk shot, use the snapshot, use the EX stealth, and that won them so much ground in that closing sudden death timer.
Now again, we're going to see RMS getting that initial control of the center. I don't think Rakan's too worried about that. He can easily get some pulls and some M2s. He can try and pull that orb out, so he does have a lot of control. He will get the pull, but we'll see if they're going to be able to... Oh, another push by it, but now he's getting pushed out. The orb is still alive. I think RMS actually got that yet again, because I see Shadow with not enough for the 25%. We're going to see In the Flesh trying to deal some damage. Going to get silenced, but pushed away with the clarity potion. We're going to see Rakan try and ditch it out. He's now back to full. Nice consume, helping out his ally. Another good Broman. Good in material, though. We haven't seen In the Flesh use it as much in the past few rounds.
Oh, Claw is actually down, and that's going to give them an opportunity to win the center orb if they so choose to. Oh, and they will do it. This is a big win for Team RMS. They lost a lot of ground in the early game, but I think they're looking to make something happen now. Silent Subs is In the Flesh, and Rakan putting out a lot of pressure. Will get the consume, but does juke out the Shadow Bolt. That's going to be really important. Gets the grab and another silence. That's bad trades for In the Flesh.
Oh, Eureka getting the damage on In the Flesh.
Close.
Barima was able to roll out, but now the pull from the Rakan ultimate. Pulling him back in. There's a combo In the Flesh now. Getting down, chunked more and more. So many M1s from Lucy. Deadly injection now on him. Oh my god, that brought him down to almost 10. But he was able to get healed up just a little bit. In the Flesh now in a terrifying place. Shadow and Skywin easily going to take the center orb. And now we're going to see if RMS are going to take this. But if they lose this, they will tie up the series. Abandoned by Awingg might be able to get a point on the board.
And 3 abilities whiff were In the Flesh in that scenario where Skywin popped his ultimate, and that lost him a lot of health. And now they're slowly fighting back. They were able to find a little bit of ground, but this might be it. The bear comes up just a little bit late, and In the Flesh takes a bunch of health damage, and the Shadow Bolt on top, and Abandoned by Awingg will take the center orb, and this is looking really good.
There goes the pull. I'm surprised he was able to get pulled. He definitely have to be ready for that.
Oh!
Just around the corner, gets M2'd, and the pull just narrowly missing him. Verime does have his ultimate, though. He's in a great place.
Oh my God, losing around this corner every single time. Just peeking seems not in the favor of In the Flesh. Good clarity potion, pushes away the barrier, and In the Flesh might actually
the deadly inject will finish him off. We do see a Eureka. Oh, but easily dodged by a roll and an R. The orb will actually go to, I believe,
yes,
Lucy did
Team
get
RMS
that. Remember, she does get double energy if she gets an orb as the last man standing, but it's not going to be enough. Trying to heal up. Another Eureka. But panicked again. Take me, my Dark Lords. She's running into the darkness. Not enough. And that game will go to Abandoned by Awingg. I'm not going to lie, that name is a little annoying to try and say at a quick manner mid-game. Calling them Awingg is misleading because he's not on the field. And calling them Abandoned just feels sad.
Just upsetting.
Tied up the series, though, Team RMS and Abandoned by Awingg. Going toe-to-toe. Seemed like the Rakan swap was really helped.
I mean, it was such a brawl. Rakan Lucy is by far a slow-paced composition. Everything is about just pacing yourself, right? Making sure you're winning out all the small trades, consistently letting claws, hitting them with your charge strike, and then pushing a little bit of pressure. But as Rakan Lucy, you don't have the capability to move as a team and pressure somebody if they back away really quickly, and so you're content with controlling center orb, and that's really what they picked up on. Even though Team RMS was fighting really hard to make sure that they were getting those center orbs, eventually, when Abandoned by Awingg focused up and started taking those, it went really well for them.
And that's a big key. We know that Lucy doesn't have a whole lot of opportunity to chase down, and using a roll to follow a teammate is a little risky.
Yeah.
But let's take another look at that draw. What an intense ending to a round. We see. I cannot believe Jade used that. She wanted to use the damage of her space. She thought she could get it to finalize the blow. She gets a great immaterial here. They're standing in Allied Goose. She's going to use her space bar very shortly. We're going to see Skywing go down. Now Shadow in a tough place. He sees himself against two enemies with quite a lot of health. Look at how low he is. Using the space to get the stun and then kills herself because you actually do take damage even when you're invulnerable. And now we're going to see that first hit. Almost nothing, with the barrier and the ultimate up together gives him so much active health, pushing her then towards the outside, and she's taking damage from the ultimate. What
wow, they actually popped at the same
incredible play
time
from Shadow. They popped at...
It's a smiley face. Did you see it?
Did I?
There was a smiley face there.
Oh, because the orbs from the death, the death orbs creating a smiley face. Fantastic.
Oh
man, that was an incredible play, incredible ending to that match.
Wow.
We made it also quite long.
Draws.
Yeah, I mean draws are great because I like it. I like the mechanic.
We actually saw 6 rounds in that.
Yeah.
Because there was the draw.
That's true. They went to the fifth round.
The final.
And it was a draw.
Man,
just goes to show that these two teams are fighting neck and neck. They are so close in the skill. It's going to come down to outplays and team comps. Mm-hmm. And it looks like we saw the team comp change from between round 1 and round 2. Yeah. And or not round 1, sorry. Between map 1 and map 2.
One of the things that I haven't really seen as much from Skywind and Shadow is using the synergy between popping the Crippling Goo and having Rakan using the pool and then the Clarity Potion, that combo. It might just be because it's hard to lock down Jade, and maybe with EX Stealth, it's also hard to lock down the Lucy, but that's some of the things that can be the strongest for your comp as a Lucy Rakan. That's one of the highest damage combos that you can put out there. And especially if you have ultimate and you get to the point where you have the BattleRekt that when you pop your ultimate, it vortexes everybody in, it gets to be really hard to deal with because you constantly have to spend cooldowns getting out of the way, and eventually you're just dry.
Yeah, so we're actually going to get into this last map for this round. Epic from the both of them. We actually see both rosters maintaining. I guess I shouldn't call them rosters. That doesn't make any sense. Team compositions.
Team compositions. Snipe gets canceled. Oh, gets pulled up.
The barrier goes down to protect them from any max health hits, and actually does work efficiently. But we're going to see the Deadly Shot get missed, and M2 on Verime. Just some good poking game, but the pull is down from Skywind. Oh, he's going to consume those, so the snipe can't go through to get the final blow on the orb. We're going to see it. Both Lucy's ignoring it. Oh, and the snipe finally goes through. Team RMS will snag that orb yet again. Now we're going to see Skywind trying to go in, get the damage. Get the silence, but pushed back. There are no BattleRekts, so I don't think the wall bang can happen just yet.
That doesn't come until round 3.
So now we're going to see a good pull, followed by a silence, but the barrier again mitigating the damage. And now another orb up, gonna try and get the snipe, but the consume ignoring it altogether. The pull, oh, here comes another snipe, but I don't think he was able to get it in time. It got bursted.
Watch out, Blastfall is down, and Shadow actually has Crippling Goo ready to go. There it is, and he might just go for the pull. That's what I'm talking about. But instead, Skywin turns his attention towards Remains instead of in the flesh, and I think that that was a big opportunity for Abandoned by Awingg to do big damage.
Oh, but it doesn't matter. He's still going to try and put it out. The Immaterial now then goes down. Oh, but a fantastic Clarity Potion, pulling him right back out, not letting him put the pressure on that he wants. We see a spell block, but it doesn't do a whole lot as Petrify goes down.
Oh,
a snipe
landed onto Shadow.
A good snipe on Shadow, but it hasn't taken any max health yet. But the Petrify to reduce the damage. Immaterial goes down. He's going to hunt this down, but putting himself in a scary place. Skywin tries to hunt down. Oh, nice shotgun.
In the flesh. Gonna hide behind the orb, and will actually win it. So Team RMS wins back one orb here. Verime on the full stick of butter, and in the flesh, will spend to go back down to 2 bars and lands another one on Shadow. The barrier comes up just a little bit late. Will land the fear onto Skywin, and now they're isolated, and Shadow has to kite the opposite direction. There's a root, and they're gonna continue pressuring. Another snipe. There's a Crippling Goo. You have to get out of there. Get pushed back into it.
Shadow gonna take so much damage trying to heal up. In the flesh now, and oh no, the ultimate from Rakan, the panic and the push. Oh, but the M2's the Immaterial, allowing him to get.
Oh,
no! Not enough. He couldn't get it in position. Verime now going to try his best, but a 71% health pool. Oh, welcome to the blackness.
Man. And
come to the
Team
dark side.
RMS correctly identified that they had a very favorable situation for them, but they pushed it a little bit too far. And Shadow very smartly cutting away, dodged 2 key snipes, and then the assist from Skywin to come back, silence up the Jade, do a ton of damage as well. Verime was maybe a little bit too aggressive, but maybe missing CC really hurt as well. I don't know. They came so close, just a little over aggressive.
We're going to see if they can pull out of this one. They have lost the first round. They took the very first point of this. So now we're going to see if they are going to lose the next 2 in a very short but promising reverse sweep potentially for Abandoned by Awingg. And the flesh now finding himself face to face with Rakan, doing a good job. A pulled shotgun used at the same time. That was actually really weird looking. Worked pretty well, but now the orb is up. We're going to see if we're going to get a pull from Rakan. No, he uses the pull on Jade instead. She puts up the Immaterial M2 and space combo. Skywin will secure that orb. The consume going up. Good flick from Jade, but she gets petrified as she hits Shadow. No max health taken from him. The Immaterial again popping him like candy. Verime.
Oh, nice flick. It gets through the barrier, actually.
Oh, now we're going to see Shadow taking a good bit of max health. There you go.
The panic on the consume.
Oh,
it's down.
My. Back down to half health.
And the flick again. That's putting out a lot of pressure because now Shadow has to decide who he tops off. He's going to choose to do it for Skywin, and that probably was the right choice because they aren't in position to punish Shadow quite yet.
We see Jade. Interesting mechanic of her. She doesn't do a lot of DPS, but she can do. If she lands all of her bullets, it's 30 damage in a very short period of time. I think it's like 0.4 seconds. So it's kind of bursty, but then she has a whole second to recharge. But we see her taking advantage of that. Oh, and they will get that orb as well. Now 2 full sticks of butter for RMS. We're going to see if they can get some ultimates off, but they're actually going to use the Petrify, try and secure some damage on Skywin. There comes the Immaterial. The Shadow on them both. The ultimate from Rakan. Going to get silenced. Can he out-heal this damage? I don't know if he's going to be able to. The barrier goes up.
It gets dispelled. Watch out. Oh,
God, there he goes. Skywin will go down. Shadow now trying to get some M1s off. I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Let me tell you about my bright idea, says Verime, and closes it out on Skywin. And this 2v1 is going to be tough for Shadow to pull off. And I think we're going to go to 1-to-1 rounds and continuing this trend of just back-to-back, such close matches. Barrier does get dispelled here. And you're just in a timeout corner again. I mean, how many times have we seen Lucy be put into the timeout corner today?
Quite a lot. Oh no, welcome my Dark Father. Another panic into death. I think it's just how every round is going to end with these 4 people. They don't like killing them themselves. They want another entity.
That is the extra step of cruelty.
It really is.
In this field of battle.
But now tied up on this map, 1 round each. Team RMS and Abandoned by Awingg really fighting for this one. I'm really liking the fact that these 2 team comps, they play very differently. We're not seeing the typical burst that we see with Jade comps when she pairs herself up with Croak or something of that nature, but instead she's with Lucy, so she has to dish out a good amount of damage, but we're seeing a lot of those revolvers. A full clip does quite a lot of damage, and she's able to pair it up with a snipe as well.
Nice flick, and that's been being so big for In the Flesh in the last round into this one too.
Look at all the max health taken from Lucy in such a short period of time. Shadow now having to stand back. The Immaterial giving him all the room in the world to get the snipe off, but a Consume and a barrier up together. Might want to try and time those and space those out, but it doesn't matter. Gets a good pull and a silence. Skywin with a lot of health. There goes the Immaterial. The Shadow on the enemies.
Nice use of the disabling shot, but a full stick of butter on Rukhan, and he might look to pop his ultimate here as he grabs In the Flesh and pulls him closer. There it is. There's the ultimate pop. In the Flesh gonna use the blast ball, and there's the EX stealth, and this ultimate is looking really useless right now.
Oh, pushed him right back in with the shotgun, but I don't know if it's gonna be enough. They have pulled it, but will the snipe get it? The snipe will snag it. RMS gets yet another orb. We have to make sure In the Flesh, can he get those health orbs? He gets the 2 green ones. He's now put himself at around the same health as Rukhan. Rukhan gonna do his best to try and take some damage away from Shadow.
Nice reaction with the barrier to mitigate a lot of that damage, and Verime gets a good position and does a lot of damage onto Skywin himself.
Good
the orb is going to get pretty low, but the Shadow Bolt plus Sinister Strike will close it out. Blast Ball is being spent. Full stick of butter on Jade.
Oh,
wait!
no!
Oh no! That just was unfortunate. Pressed the buttons at the same time and did not have the mobility to get out of that crippling goo.
Well, great pull from Skywin to try and reduce the damage that Shadow took. We do see a lot of health for Verime, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to take this 2v1, especially with the damage Rukhan can put out. Getting pulled in and silenced. The orb is probably also going to go to Awingg, or Awing's abandoned brethren, I should say. The
Ultimate
deadly inject, followed by the ultimate. She's going to roll, but now she has nothing left. She's going to use a clarity potion. Oh, the pull, one pull. I'm just not.
Feared, you're dead. You know what? It's so back and forth. There are moments where In the Flesh is just making all the right choices, and then there are moments where Skywin and Shadow are playing at another level. And one of the things that's super difficult for In the Flesh and Verime, it seems, is crushing the positioning of Rukhan in the front and then Shadow in the back. It seems just very tough for them to position in a way that they don't also lose a lot of health by attempting aggression. And I think that's really helping out Abandoned by Awingg a lot.
They are now 1 round away from moving on to the semifinals. They will be our last team to move on. We will have all 4 teams after this. In the Flesh now has to be careful with positioning. Skywin he used his claw, not very good, especially with the orb coming up. They will very handily lose this to a Jade Lucy, who have great orb control. The Immaterial after the pull, trying to mitigate the damage, doesn't want to get that silence on him. A good push. Skywin now missing another pull. This could be key to taking too much damage. Not able to close that gap between him and In the Flesh. Lucy's, they're just kind of poking at each other over there. A lot of M1s. Oh, there we go.
Nice silence off the Skywin will win them the orb. Skywin could contribute in damage, and the Shadow didn't have enough on his own. They're in a good position now. They've encroached upon the positioning that Abandoned by Awingg had, and they were split just a little bit, but Skywin is going to spend his R to get over to the other side and join Shadow.
It was fantastic use of his energy. Try and get over and join his ally. Oh, man.
Yeah,
with no pull, they're just going to get these orbs one after the other. In the Flesh with snipe, just a bit too much, especially with deadly focus, increasing that snipe damage by 6, making the orb control even more promising.
The resource advantage is so far in Team RMS's favor. There's a big Immaterial to avoid the Sinister Strike, as well as a Charge Strike coming afterwards, but now Verime will get pulled in again, and it happens. In the Flesh will be able to secure the center orbit, so now it's all going to be about aggression. They're going to brawl it out here, and Shadow gets petrified up. This might be the snipe. The Immaterial to stop the heal. Consume can't make it.
She has barrier up, so it looks like she has that help, but Shadow is going down. Oh, the ultimate! Oh my! Once the ultimate goes up for Rukhan, they use everything they can. Oh, he did such a good job of trying to heal himself at the very end, but once his ultimate was up, he couldn't use any more abilities. A full Jade ultimate to the face, followed by Eureka.
Eureka, left mouse button clicks, and just so much. That was stat padding if I've ever seen it. That was like raid boss damage and healing. Just max DPS coming out of In the Flesh and max healing coming out of Skywin. Wow, I have not seen so much so much damage and healing being traded in my time playing BattleRekt.
That was a lot. I think he healed for probably 120 health. He got like 4 swings in a row, each one doing 20 heals.
Yeah, sustained himself through the Jade ultimate and actually through a lot of the crippling goo, but in the end, the EX stealth was popped and no more swings and the ultimate dropped. Just a little bit too much at the end for Skywin, and Shadow was desperately healing as well in the back line. I think positioning was a big loss for Abandoned by Awingg in that last round. They just couldn't take center orbs, had to spend a lot of resources to buy in and still lost the orb anyways. And then resources just were not in favor. Oh, this time Abandoned by Awingg will take it. That's going to be a good start.
An immaterial from Jade. This final round 5, tied up in both the rounds and the maps. We're going to see who takes this in the flesh. Oh, just missing a dibble. Got a pull from Sky when the barrier goes up. Doesn't want to take any max health, and in the flesh indeed does not. But Shadow gets petrified and sniped. The orb gets pulled by Rakan, but he doesn't get it because he wanted to save his ally. And I believe the ultimate goes up. I think Awingg got that pushed out of the ultimate, pulled back in the flesh. Going to take a lot of damage. Great silence on Rakan, but now he's actually going to go try and steal those green orbs, try and get that health back up. In the flesh, going to try and get a sniper push just a little bit too far back.
Good play by Abandoned by Awingg. I think they want a lot of little trades there. We'll get the snipe onto the center orb, and Blastfall is spent. Is there any punish for it? There's a grab, and Jade could be in a bad spot right now for him. It needs to focus on healing up. Nice immaterial to dodge the Shadow Bolt there. The Clarity Potion has been spent. Petrify onto Jade. There's a lot of shields on, and the target's going to be Verime, but you need to be careful because Jade could be popped at any time. At about half health now, we'll get the center orb again. Oh, gets pulled through. Will not spend the blast wall, however. Skywin decided not to swing.
She took an M2 in
Silence the Shadow Bolt. Dodges the claw.
The claw's
very
down.
Intense.
Claw's down. It's actually a peak moment for them to try and get more aggressive. Now that Rakan can't position
baited out
his
so
enemies.
many.
Oh, fantastic. Pulling out that space. Oh, and the consume. I don't know if Snipe actually went off. It looked like it might have, but she was a little too close for me to see.
Oh, no, this is a dangerous spot.
Oh, here comes. Oh, great immaterial, not allowing him to get any hits on them. Oh, and everything, only 1 hit from the entire ultimate. And now Jade's going to try and use a revolver, get all 6 bullets into Skywin. The immaterial's going to go up with the absorb. Oh, Eureka uses the R to get away. She's going to try and snipe it now that his mobility is down. Shadow petrifying Lucy. Skywin getting that pull, but the immaterial not allowing him to get that silence. We're going to see a good flick to panic into the darkness.
Team RMS win the orb. They're actually slowly crawling their way back into the game. All the good decisions that Skywin had been making in all the trades. Team RMS is slowly clawing their way back. Tries to use the junk shot to push. Oh no, Shadow has to roll. There's crippling goo. Throw it. Shadow. Oh no, he puts the barrier up. EX stealth. Oh, there goes Shadow. And now it's just Skywin gonna pop his R. Then this might be it. Oh my god, there's only 1 more round left. You're in the darkness. Rakan goes down. What?
I cannot.
No.
I can absolutely not believe that is.
There's nothing more heartbreaking than that. Skywin and Shadow were playing very safe, very passive, just trying to make sure they made good decisions all through the mid game. But then Team RMS answered back with some great end gameplay. And once that sudden death started happening and the map started closing out on them, there were so many great fears that came out of Verime. And using the Clarity Potion as well, attempted the junk shot, and the EX stealth for sure came in big and in the flesh, and Verime clutch it out.
I mean, the fact